I'm Andrew.
And welcome to
Cooking Stage Left,
the show where we teach you how to make something delicious. So what are we making this episode, Andrew?
Well, we are making a whole bunch of things. We're making two versions of very similar dishes. So we're making a mini Yorkshire pudding, and we're making some baby Dutch babies. So that's sort of like a Dutch version, an English version of the same thing, or a French version would be called a Pascade.
Oh, excellent.
And so what it is, it's basically a pancake that's made with lots of egg and then some flour and milk, really, really basic. For the sweet ones, we'll put a little sugar in there. For the savory ones, we'll put a little bit of herb in there.
Perfect.
And then all sorts of fun different toppings on it. And we're going to make them in our favorite thing, little muffin pans, right? So we're doing mini versions of things. So we're doing mini Yorkshire puddings, baby Dutch babies, or Petit Pascade.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love it.
So here we go.
Curtains up, burners on.
Okay, so let's go through our ingredients list. Again, really simple. We're basically making like a pancake.
Yeah.
And so we're going to use some flour.
Perfect.
Milk.
Excellent.
Eggs.
Yes.
Going to use some butter.
Great.
Pinch of salt.
Excellent.
And so that's for the savory version.
Yeah.
For the savory version, instead of butter, you can also use oil, because that's what we're going to use in our pan. But
Sure.
we're going to use butter, because why not?
Because why not?
And then for the sweet version, we're going to use all those things, and we're going to use some sugar
Great.
and some vanilla extract.
Excellent.
And that's it. Again, really super ingredients, but it's really fun, big wow
Yeah.
factor, and delicious.
Yeah.
So, yeah, let's just get started.
Yeah, let's do it.
Here we go.
Here we go.
All right, so let's get started. And again, these recipes are kind of the same, very similar. So we're going to do the baby Dutch babies first. And so the first thing you want to do is you want to take 6 tablespoons of butter.
Okay.
And you want to just cut off like where the 6 tablespoons, it's got little markers on there, on the outside of butter.
Yeah.
So cut off where like 6 tablespoons would be.
Okay.
And then you're going to cut that into like 6. And then put each of those in half.
Great.
We need 12 pieces of butter, basically. We need 12 little tiny pieces of butter.
Okay.
So what you do with these is you heat up your fat, whether it be butter or, your gravy drippings or whatever it is. You heat it up, and then you're going to cook the pancake in the hot fat. So what we're doing is we're taking 6 little pieces of butter, and
I kind of messed it up a little bit.
That's fine. You can just make them bigger pieces of butter.
Great.
So we're going to put a little piece of butter, so like a half tablespoon of butter in each of the little pieces, in each of the little bits of the muffin tin.
Okay, great. So
did I say that clearly? Do you understand what we're doing at all? Like
I cut it into 6.
Yes.
And then I'm cutting those in half. And
That'd be 12.
Yeah, 12. And then putting one of that into this.
That's it. That's it. That's exactly what we're doing. That's great.
Good. No,
we're doing
good.
great. We're doing great.
We're
You're
doing
doing
great.
great. You can do this.
Yeah, okay, this is kind of
again, for the savory one, you can just use a little bit of veggie oil in each one, but basically, again, this is going to be the fat that you fry these little pancakes in.
Okay.
And if it's a little bit too much, then you have a little extra butter in your little pancake thing, and that's not a problem.
Yeah.
That's not a problem. This is another one of those things, again, like we do a lot of. It's really simple ingredients. It's very forgiving. Mm-hmm. It's gonna taste amazing. It's gonna be big wow factor.
Yeah.
People are gonna be like, what is this? This literally I made mini Yorkshire puddings for Christmas this past year. And literally one of my guests at Christmas was like, this is an episode, right? You guys are doing this on the show? And I was like, no, we don't just, so we're doing it on the show. We're doing it our version. We're doing our little Petit Pascade and baby Dutch babies and mini Yorkshire puddings today.
Yeah. We do take suggestions. So.
Yeah. And so there it is. Yeah.
There it is. Yeah.
So what you want to do with this, we've got our oven heating up, and then you're going to put this in the hot oven. Okay. So we'll wait till that gets a little bit hotter, and we'll start on our batter.
Okay.
Okay. So our batter is going to be.
All right. So I'm going to move this.
Put that aside.
Yeah.
Excellent. Our batter is going to be a cup of milk.
Great.
First of all.
Okay.
And when you're doing so, and it just all comes together in a blender. That's what's really cool about this too.
Yeah.
And I will start to get this ready for you.
Great.
A cup of milk.
Yay.
Boosh.
Okay.
And then...
Pour that in there?
Yep.
Great. Okay.
And then I'll use that again because I'm going to break some eggs. It's 4 eggs.
Great.
And while I'm doing that, you can do a 1/4 cup of sugar in there.
1/4 cup of sugar, okay.
So it's only slightly different that there's a little bit more egg in the sweet version, a little bit less flour. So you'll see as we're going along. So we're doing 4 eggs in the sweet version. We're doing a 1/4 cup of sugar.
Okay.
1 cup of milk, which we already did.
Yeah.
And then it will be a cup of flour.
Okay.
But I like to get, my wet ingredients in the blender first.
Great.
Just so the flour and stuff doesn't clump up in there.
Oh, sure.
Yeah, and then if you want to do a cup of flour in there.
I feel like this is a disaster waiting to happen. So.
Hey, a fun disaster. That's what happens. We are chaos. We are chaos in the kitchen.
And you can be too.
Yeah, there you go. Chaos with your friends. That's fun.
Okay, yeah.
A cup of flour.
Great.
And then just a pinch of salt.
Okay.
What did I do with the salt? There you go.
Thank you.
It's just like nice kosher salt in there. There you go.
Yeah.
And again, even though it's a sweet version, it brings it up. And then our vanilla.
And vanilla. Okay.
Which, let me check. I don't know how much, but usually for me, vanilla is like a dollop, like enough. You put a little bit of vanilla in there.
Okay.
So, what to say? About a teaspoon of vanilla extract.
Okay. I'll get a measuring. Just
Megan's the measuring type. She'll measure. Mine would be like,
It's fine. We each have our own way of doing things.
Yeah. That's it, and then you just blend that up.
Okay.
So, again, super hard. So far, everything we've done, other than our antics here that are a little chaotic, it's actually really easy to do this.
Okay. Here we go.
So I'll just wait for our oven to heat up a little bit. So
okay, great.
Break for a second.
Yeah.
Okay, so the fun has begun.
Yes.
So we took one of our muffin tins that has the little bits of butter in it like this, and it's in the oven, which is like basically heated up now.
Yeah.
And we just want it to melt. We don't want it to quite burn, but you want it to melt.
Yeah.
So that's happening right now.
Great.
So as soon as that comes out of the oven, we're going to pour our first batter into each of the little muffin tins.
Okay, great.
And so this is kind of, as soon as that's melted.
Yeah, let's take a look.
It's looking pretty darn good. So a couple of seconds there.
Okay.
So again, kind of a fun process. Now, if you're doing the large version of any of these, you would just do it in a big cast iron skillet.
Oh, okay.
Like if you weren't the Cooking Stage Left team that does like all the small crap, you would kind of do it in your big like oven safe pan, right?
Okay.
But the idea is you want to do it in the oven. So again, you get your oven like almost heated up, put your butter in there, lots of butter, you melt it up, and then you pour your batter into it. So you want to be careful. We got a pot holder, right?
Yeah.
And so our oven glove there. And so as soon as that butter is melted, we're going to pour a little bit of that batter into each of those tips. And that looks fantastic.
Yeah.
Great.
That's ready.
Woot.
Okay. Awesome. Okay. So now I'm going to pour the batter.
Yep. Divide it up into 12 little pancakey blobs.
Okay. Whoop. That came out fast.
Chaos.
Chaos reigns supreme. Hey. Okay.
And again, this is the sweet one. This is the baby Dutch baby.
Yes.
And the butter just like envelops the little bit of pancake batter there. Just all lillows up around there.
Yeah.
And then again, this gets some magic there.
Yep.
And the cool thing about this that I love is like it's all done just on like the heat of the batter. Like there's no baking soda or baking powder or anything like this. And it's just going to poof up and be cool.
Okay, let's see how it fills me out a little bit more.
Fill them up. Fill them up. And don't forget when you go to put it back in the oven to also use your oven glove.
Yes.
Yes.
That is a good reminder.
Hot pan.
Do not try to handle it with just your hand.
Nope.
That's a bad idea. All right, that seems pretty even, right?
Yep.
Sorry, now I'm getting obsessive. Okay.
It does not have to be even. It does not have to be even. Nobody's comparing them.
We're just going to stop right now.
Yeah.
Okay, now I spilled some. Do I need to be concerned?
No.
I'll get a little burned. Is that okay?
No, it's fine. We're cooking.
Okay, we're cooking. All right.
Coolio.
All right.
Down it goes. And they bake for about 15 minutes.
15 minutes. Okay.
So we'll start this first one and get our timer going.
Yes. Okay.
And then meanwhile,
yes,
I'm gonna give this just a quick rinse. We're making the same thing in there, so it's not a great deal.
It's not a big,
Yeah.
It's fine.
There. So this one is 1.25 cups of milk.
Ooh, okay.
Slightly different.
Yes. All right.
1.25 cups of flour.
Great.
And then 3 eggs. I'm also going to put my pan
Great.
in there.
Okay.
Get that heated.
Excellent.
There's my eggs.
Perfect.
For the savory, you want to do a pinch of salt in there.
Yes.
And then for the savory one, and this is a mini Yorkshire pudding just like that. Now to make the French version, you put a little bit of herb in there.
Oh, okay.
So I'd say maybe just like a half a teaspoon of some fresh herb. I'm going to use some thyme today.
Great.
You could use chive. You could use some rosemary.
Sure.
Probably some basil.
Yeah.
Fresh oregano would be really fun.
Ooh, yeah.
All depends on like what you want to put on as toppings later.
Okay.
Or not. You know, again, just these would all be, you know, just like,
yeah.
So there's that.
Great.
And again, super simple. That's all the ingredients. Your basic eggs, milk, flour, pinch of salt, butter that's in the pan there, and then some herbs. And we blend this one.
Great.
Go! Oh my god, just blending that a little bit, get the whiff of fresh thyme that came out.
Yeah, I was going to say.
I'm so excited by this now. I mean, I was excited before, too.
Right,
but I'm
right,
just,
right.
you know, like...
Even more excited.
Ooh, smell that. Smell the vision. There's thyme. There's thyme in the air. This is something, again, if you want to do this as a brunch or you want to do this, I don't know, after dinner or whatever, you can make the batter ahead of time. You can easily double it or whichever.
Oh, yeah.
And it will be okay in the refrigerator for a couple days.
Great.
You can give it like another like quick whirl or something in the blender.
Sure.
But I've done this for, you know, dinner or for brunches and stuff. And you'd be surprised how filling this is too. Like, you know, I'm always like, yeah, we're going to need like 8 Dutch babies, like the giant ones, you know, and to serve like 4 people or whatever. And like 2 will cover you. Like,
yeah.
So, like it's a lot. It's because they're really filling, because you saw there's lots of egg in here, which is very filling, and then we're going to put some fillings in the filling, so it's going to be awesome. Look, I made a mess.
Good.
All right, so let's pop that there for just a second, so it's, you know, ugly in camera view right there. And then put it in.
I'll take our remote.
Thank you. I'm going to use a 2-hander here.
Yeah. That worked,
then,
that worked well for me.
And I know generally for some reason the savory ones cook a little bit longer. I don't know what that's about.
Okay.
But so we've got the ones in for 15 minutes and we're going to put these all the way down here.
Okay,
I think.
great. All the way at the bottom.
And those will cook for about probably like closer to 18 minutes, but we'll check them at 15.
Okay, great.
And so that's it. We'll be back for the reveal in a second.
Yeah. Great.
Okay, so our first timer just went off, so the baby Dutch babies are ready.
Great.
And we've already peeked in the oven, and this is pretty incredible.
It really
What's
is.
happening?
Oh my gosh. Oh my goodness. Look at that! Oh my gosh!
It's incredible.
It's so amazing!
They're so freaking cool.
Right?
And so the way that it works, they puff up, and then generally they deflate a little bit in the middle so you can put some toppings on it and stuff. They're starting to go already, right? It's going right there. You see that baby going? And, sort of like... and they're all buttery. You can see pools of butter in there and everything.
There you go.
Okay, so we are ready for the Petit Pascade.
Ooh. Ooh, look at that. Oh my gosh.
There we go.
Yeah.
Again, nice and poofy and buttery and pancakey, but they're a little savory. So, and you can see, if you look now, you can see that our baby Dutch babies, they've been out for just about 5 minutes and they've started to fall a little bit.
Yeah.
And then we're going to wait for these guys to fall, and then we're going to top everything. We've got a lot of different crazy toppings for each of them.
Yeah, we do.
You can just kind of eat them really simply, but we're going to put some fun stuff on them, and then we'll plate them up, and then we're going to eat them. That's the best part.
That's the best part.
Not
yet.
Okay, no, not yet. Not yet. Hands off. All right, so we have all sorts of fun little things to put on top. I'm going to do a couple that I'm going to remelt in the oven a little bit.
Great.
So I've got my first ingredient here is some mushrooms that I just cooked down with some garlic.
Excellent.
And a little bit of salt.
Yeah.
And you can throw some thyme or some rosemary in there as well.
Sure.
A little bit of herbs. So I'm just doing a little bit of mushroom.
Nice.
And then I'm going to top that with a little bit of like a grated Italian cheeses, like some Parmesan, Asiago, etc. So that's one. Delish. And I mean, you can do it just like this, but we've turned off the oven. The oven again was at 450, and these baked for about 15 minutes each, and they poofed up beautifully.
Yeah.
And then the other one I'm going to do is a little bit of ham and Swiss style cheese. So I happen to have found some prosciutto here.
Oh, great.
Yeah, I know that's a problem. And
for
I'm
who?
just gonna put a little bit of a dollop of prosciutto on each one.
Yes.
And then I'm going to put a little bit of Swiss style cheese. I've actually got a Jarlsberg today, so it's
nice.
in the same family.
Yeah.
And I'm just going to put that on top there. And pop these back in just to let them melt just a little bit.
Yeah.
For some fun.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Thanks.
There we go.
Mm-hmm. And then for my third topping, I just did a little bit of cherry tomato, basil, olive oil, salt, pepper.
Sure.
Like a little mini caprese thing going on there, right? And so, but you can see, you can get completely sort of fun with the ingredients and with the toppings there and do whatever you want. This would be like such a cool sort of little like French feeling, luncheon, right? You just sort of like
absolutely
do little bites of these and like a little bit of salad, and it would feel very French cafe.
Oh yeah.
And like wine.
Right. Yeah, naturally.
Yeah, so that's what we're doing.
Yeah.
All right.
There you go.
With some toppings. You want to start
topping
these bad boys?
Okay, so we've got some powdered sugar. So this is a really cool thing that Andrew brought.
So that is a spring-loaded tea steeper.
Yeah. Oh,
right?
yeah.
So you put steam in there. So just dig in and get some powdered sugar there. Right.
Okay.
And then
Okay. So it's like squeezed in there.
Just shake it. You want to do the holes down. Yeah.
Okay.
So the
holes down, Megan.
Yeah. And tap. Yeah, get a little tap, get a little shake. And it sort of like sifts the powdered sugar as it goes.
This is such a good idea.
Boom, cooking stage left. And
Andrew.
So the traditional topping for a baby Dutch baby or for a Dutch baby is just powdered sugar and lemon. So we did some of that. So we have some powdered sugar. So now they're all covered with powdered sugar. So then you can do a little squeeze of lemon on a couple of them.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
And get a little bit of lemon. Ooh. Yeah. Oh yeah, that's nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then we also, what else do we have in there? We have sort of a hazelnut chocolate spread.
Yes, I'm very excited about this.
And so that's a, Nutella version, that type thing, And that's one of my favorite things.
Yep.
And then some syrup over there. So you can just go ahead and top those guys. And let me see how my melting is going here.
Oh, perfect. Very nice and easy. Oh yeah, that wasn't long at all.
No. And again, I like serving these for a little luncheon and doing like a, variety of toppings. Like you put out some mushrooms and you put out some cheese and you put out some tomatoes and stuff, maybe some salad, and just let people build their own little savory things. Or with the sweet ones for breakfast.
Sure.
You put them on and you let people like put on whatever type toppings they want.
Yeah. I always love doing like a, you make one thing and then you just offer a whole bunch of different toppings. And then people can choose them.
Make your own.
Yeah, exactly. So there we go.
Okay, so we have our Petit Pascade, or mini Yorkshire puddings. Excellent. And we have our baby Dutch babies.
Yeah.
I don't even know where to go first. Where do you want to go first?
I don't either. I think we need plates. I'm going to do plates first.
She's so fancy. With her eating on plates and stuff. Ooh, I'll get some forks. That'll be fancy. I'm not going to use a fork.
You just want to hold the fork so that you're like, right?
This is how we eat stuff. Or I'm just gonna. I know I'm going right here first. I'm going sweet first.
Okay, that's valid.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mmm. Mm-hmm. Mmm. They're so eggy. That's what I love about them. It's like a nice eggy pancake. Yeah. It's so fluffy. Mm-hmm. It is so dense and so filling and delicious. Right?
It really is. Mm-hmm. It's like a perfect combination of dense but also really feeling fluffy. Like it doesn't feel.
It's true. Yeah. It's true.
I can't describe that like in the perfect way, but that's exactly how it feels.
Yeah. Now I'm mixing in. I'm grabbing one of these. These are still very hot, so you might hear me scream, but some of it will be from happiness.
Okay. Mm-hmm. As long as some of it is from happiness. Oh God, are you okay?
I'm fine. I have butter dripping down in my beard. I'm fine.
Don't die on me. Don't die on me.
Nope.
Okay.
Not today. But you know what? I'd be okay after this because I'd be like, I just had a mini Pascade with prosciutto and Jarlsberg cheese on it.
Yeah.
And it's everything.
I'm getting the mushroom ones.
Mm. I don't know what to say other than that's fantastic.
It's so good. It's so interesting because I know we did these a little bit longer. Mm-hmm. I mean, obviously you did it a little bit extra with the melty cheese, but we did it for like 18 minutes and it really turned out like it's got that crispiness to it.
Yep. You can see it's got a nice little like crispy bottom.
Yeah, it's got like a, yeah.
Ah.
Oh my God.
So tasty. And it's so damn easy, right? It's ridiculously easy. Like you throw it in the blender. You can do it by hand, but you throw it in the blender.
Yeah.
You heat up stuff in your muffin tin, or go the traditional route if you have a big old pan that you can stick in the oven. Yeah. No like special sauce here.
Yeah.
And so many fun toppings you can play with.
Yeah.
I might have another.
I think that's a good idea.
Or 6.
Yeah. Well, they're here. Yeah.
Once again, I'm Andrew.
I'm Megan.
And this has been Cooking Stage Left.
Yes. We actually have some friends of the show. So we have Genevieve, Carl, and their son Sam Weiss.
Right.
And Sam is 5 years old. And he likes to actually make Dutch babies on the weekends.
Budding chef.
So we want to give him a shout out.
Hi, Andrew, and making.
What are we making today?
Dutch babies.
And what's the first thing we're gonna do?
4 eggs.
Okay, so let's. Tell them what you're doing.
Blending it.
Okay, go ahead.
Which one?
This one. Can you tell them what it is?
Milk.
And how much milk?
1 cup. 1 cup.
Okay, let's pour out.
You tell me when.
There's the one.
You tell me.
Okay. Almost. A little more. And done. And what's the other ingredient?
Flour.
How much flour?
1 cup.
Can you measure out 1 cup for me?
Yes.
There you go. I think that's pretty. Okay, and then what do we do? About how much?
Half.
Yep. And about how much?
Half.
Okay. All right, good. And then,
Blend it.
yes.
When the oven be you put it in the oven, but one more blend before first.
Putting in the batter. Now it's gonna cook and get magical. Hey. There we go. Yay, good.